Nirbhaya, victim of Delhi gang rape. Jyoti Singh Pandey, the victim of the Delhi gang rape, widely known as Nirbhaya, which means fearless in Hindi, was to protect her identity. The identity of the victim was disclosed with the agreement of the family. She was born in Delhi on 10th May 1990 and the oldest of 3 children and the only daughter of family. The parents worked many jobs to support the family and to send their children to good schools. Nirbhaya hailed from a humble background and aspired to become a physiotherapist. She was described as a bright and determined young woman who had dreams of making a positive impact on society through her profession. She was known to be hardworking, ambitious, and dedicated to her studies. Day of the incident. On the fateful night of 16th December 2012 in Munirka, Nirbhaya had gone to watch a movie with a male friend. While returning home at 9:30 p.m., they boarded a private bus, unaware that it was being driven by a group of individuals who would perpetrate a horrific crime against them. They thought that there were 6 additional passengers present in the bus, including the driver. One of them, identified as a minor, lured passengers by calling out that the bus was heading towards their destination. Both the victims paid 10 rupees each as fare. However, the friend of the female victim grew suspicious when the bus started deviating from its usual route and the doors were closed. When he raised objections, the group of 6 men, including the driver, began taunting the couple, questioning why they were alone at such a late hour. During the argument, a scuffle began between her friend and the group of men. He was beaten, gagged, and knocked unconscious with an iron rod for a short time. Nirbhaya and her friend were brutally attacked and subjected to extreme physical and sexual violence by 6 men inside the moving bus. The assault lasted for a considerable period, and both Nirbhaya and her friend were left injured and traumatized. And too many more disturbing, horrific things happened at that time. Despite her severe injuries, Nirbhaya displayed immense courage and resilience. She fought and died and did everything she could for her life and provided crucial details about the attackers to the authorities, assisting in their identification and subsequent arrest. After all, the perpetrator then dumped them on the roadside and attempted to flee. A passerby discovered the partially closed victims lying on the road at approximately 11 p.m. Concerned for their well-being, the passerby immediately contacted the Delhi police, who promptly arrived at the scene. Following the assault, the police took the couple to Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi. It was during the medical examination that Jyoti's body revealed extreme evidence of injury, including multiple bite marks scattered across her body. 11 days later, she got transferred to a specialized facility in Singapore for further treatment. Despite the best efforts of the medical team, she tragically gave in to her injuries on 29th December 2012. Outcome of legal proceedings. The 6 perpetrators were arrested and faced trial in a fast-track court. They were charged with rape, murder, and other offenses. The trial gained significant media attention and resulted in the conviction of all the accused. 4 of the men received the death penalty and all were executed on 20th March 2020 at 5:30 a.m. at the Tihar. One of them committed suicide in jail, and the 6th, who was a juvenile at the time, received a maximum sentence of 3 years in a reform facility and was released on 20th December 2015. Some information about the perpetrators. Mukesh Singh. Mukesh was the driver of the bus in which the crime took place. He was the brother of one of the other accused. Ram Singh. Mukesh was arrested a few days after the incident and was identified as one of the main culprits. He was charged with rape, murder, and other offenses. Ram Singh. Ram Singh was the main accused and the leader of the gang. He was also the owner of the bus where the crime occurred. Ram Singh, along with his brother Mukesh, was involved in the planning and execution of the assault. However, Ram Singh committed suicide by hanging himself in his prison cell in March 2013, while the trial was ongoing. But the defense lawyers and his family allege that he was murdered. Vinay Sharma. Vinay Sharma, a gym assistant, was another key perpetrator in the crime. He was arrested and charged with rape, murder, and other crimes. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. Akshay Thakur. Akshay Thakur, a bus cleaner, was also involved in the assault. He was arrested and charged with rape, murder, and other offenses. Like the others, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. Pawan Gupta. Pawan Gupta, a fruit seller, was one of the youngest among the accused. He was arrested and charged with rape, murder, and other crimes. He was found guilty and sentenced to death. Muhammad Afroz. One of the perpetrators involved in the crime was a juvenile at the time, below the age of 18. Due to legal provisions protecting the identity of the juvenile offenders, his name was firstly not disclosed. He was found guilty of rape and murder and was sentenced to 3 years in a reform facility, the maximum punishment allowed under the Juvenile Justice Act. Legal reforms. The incident prompted the Indian government to enact stricter laws against sexual offences. In 2013, the Criminal Law Amendment Act, commonly known as the Nirbhaya Act, was passed. It expanded the definition of sexual offences, increased penalties for rape and other crimes against women, and introduced new offences like acid attacks and voyeurism. Public protests. The incident sparked massive public protests across India, with people demanding justice and an end to violence against women. The protests brought attention to the issue of gender-based violence and led to increased public discourse on women's safety. Safety measures. The government and authorities took steps to improve safety for women in Delhi and across the country. This included increased police patrolling, installation of CCTV cameras, setting up helplines for women in distress, and establishing dedicated fast-track courts for speedy trial of sexual assault cases. The incident raised awareness about the prevalence of sexual violence and the need for a change in social attitudes towards women. It sparked discussions on gender equality, women's rights, and the importance of education and empowerment. The Delhi gang rape was a tragic and deeply disturbing incident that highlighted the urgent need to address the issue of violence against women in India. While some progress has been made in terms of legal reforms and awareness, there is still much work to be done to create a safer environment for women and eliminate gender-based violence.